I don't know what you want me to do about that. Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
God.
Fuck everything is what you're supposed to do about this. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yep.
So, yep, yes. You know what? You've never been on a new and indie spotlight episode before, which is sad but also exciting. So I'm
I
just gonna.
haven't.
No, you haven't done new and indie spotlight before. This is different. This is different. This is no
We started
spoilers.
doing them after random shit.
We
That
did.
was what I was gonna say. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure of the first one, but yeah, okay. New and indie spotlight. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not indie, but I'm new. I'm
You're
super new. It's
new.
my first fantasy novel ever.
It's new. It's new. So I'm gonna do this spiel thing that I do at the
Yeah.
beginning of those episodes, and you just go along with it.
Do you think?
In this new and indie spotlight episode of Fictional Hangover, we chat with our friend Jackson Ford,
Woo!
whose newest book, The Bone Raiders, comes out August 12th. Oh my god, I'm so fucking excited for it. Yay. Yes. I don't think I can do the standard, like disclaimer here because we don't have any spoilers this time. But welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers, except not today. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're joined by the one, the only Jackson Ford, whose newest book, The Bone Raiders, comes out on August 12th. And if you can't tell, we're a little excited for it. Woo!
Woohoo! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
I don't even know what to do with myself. When I got this book in
Jiggle,
the mail.
jiggle. Do what you did 5 minutes ago with jiggling.
This?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
Does that make it better?
It's a
It
good
does.
jiggle. It's a good jiggle right
It's
there.
not. It's not. I'm really glad that you appreciated it though. But look, when I got this book in the mail right here and I posted a stupid picture of myself on the internet, that was the real face that I really made. It wasn't fake. It was real and it was horrible. But my
Wasn't
God, I'm
horrible at all.
excited. Yeah, it was.
That's the exact face I want all my readers to make when one of my books lands in their hands.
I
Couldn't
bit
have been
mine.
better. No notes.
I confess I
Did you say
bit
you
mine.
bit it? You
I
bit
bit
it?
it. I
You
bit
bit
it.
it.
I bit it because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't expect it. You know, people. I generally don't get a lot of the books because of being in the UK. And then I opened it up, and the hubby was going, "Claire, you got book mail." I went, "What have I ordered?" Well, because that's me. And I opened it up and I poured it out, and I was like, "Ah!" And then I was like screaming, and it went into my mouth, and I might have bit it.
Uh-huh.
This is not one of those like series on Netflix where they're like, "Is it cake?"
Oh well, no. That's when they give an
It's
idiot
not
machine.
cake. I don't make cake, Claire.
You should make cake.
No, I have my wife makes amazing cake and bread and stuff. I don't need to.
No,
You
Mm.
don't.
no,
My
I
books are
made my
not.
own cake. It's fine.
I know, but you don't. My books are not nutritious and delicious.
No,
They
but
aren't.
I
They're
I like to
nutritious
write
and
things.
delicious for the soul.
For the soul, but you have to read them, not stuff them down your throat, Claire.
I didn't swallow it. I just like mildly, just mildly nibbled the corner maybees.
My
And then I
goodness.
quickly took the picture to send to Amanda, which is the same one I posted as well, to be perfectly honest.
Mhm.
Um, no filters.
Yeah. Oh, so excited.
It tasted hot though and spicy.
It's got
Flavor.
real weird real fast.
It did. But you know what? Can
Welcome
you
to Fictional
expect
Hangover.
like what do you
Yeah, it's
expect
very
from us?
very on brand. Eating books, very on brand for you guys.
I like to smell books. I may nibble them on occasion.
You know what? That's fine. So this episode doesn't have any spoilers because we haven't read it yet. So everything that we're going to talk about is like if you spoil it, it's your fault
Okay.
this time. But I will admit, normally on these new and indie spotlight episodes,
Oh, confessions.
I don't even open it. But I accidentally read the first chapter.
I
Oops.
mean,
Oops.
Lies, lies. You're not
now
sorry.
I'm worried. Like, what if like you guys are super excited? What if you don't like it?
It's got
But I
dragons in
read the first
and
chapter.
kick-ass females. And I may have accidentally read the last sentence. And it sounds really good.
I mean, I think it's really good. I hope you guys really, really enjoy it. I worked my ass off on it. It's a fun story.
Yeah, so okay, look. I will admit to having been a little bit worried when you were first telling us about it because, you were like, there's fire-breathing lizards. And I was like, but wait, excuse me, where are all the fucks and explosions? And I was not let down in the first chapter.
There
I
is
just
no
felt
book I will ever write that does not have a surfeit of fucks.
good.
The
Yeah.
back of the book's third word is literally fuck.
Right, I know.
Oh
I know.
yeah.
I know, but this was
You
before.
don't fuck with the Rakanda. It's there.
But I'm saying this was before we even got to look at the books or know anything about it. And I
Trust the
was
process,
worried.
Amanda. Trust the
I know.
process.
I need to trust my favorite Jackson Ford to not let me down in the fuck department.
Yeah, no pressure. Damn. I have not let you down in the fuck department. I can say that. There is guaranteed fucks and explosions and shit in this book.
That's all we
Very
need. It's
excited. I'm
all we
very
ask
excited.
for.
Yep.
Very excited. I closed it after the first chapter and was like, okay, yep, but don't do it, Amanda, because you will ruin things in the episode. So I had to set it aside. So in the nicest way possible, we need to get this episode over with so I can pick it back up and continue reading. I can't believe I
Okay.
read I can't believe I
I'll
read
be
the
honest,
first chapter
I'm
though. I'm
ahead on
upset
the
with myself.
summarizing for Fictional Hangover just so I can read this book.
Same.
I'm purposely ahead of the game,
Same.
so we're ready to go with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
To be fair, you read the first chapter and it's not a huge the story isn't spoiled at all.
Shall we for the listeners have like some context that
Yeah.
we're
We
talking
should.
about?
I feel like you should tell, like talk about the blurb or just tell everyone what they need to know going in and why they should pre-order it immediately.
Okay, so The Bone Raiders is my first ever fantasy novel. It is about a group of raiders in an alternate universe Mongolia, and when their way of life is threatened, they decide to stop riding boring old horses and start riding giant fire-breathing lizards, which is a big problem because they're going to have to tame one of these lizards first.
So good.
And
Why would you want to ride a horse when you've got
Shenanigans
lizards?
ensue. Seriously,
Well, what's that?
why would you want to ride a horse?
Because the lizards are giant and feral. It's like if I said to you, Amanda, I want you to go and tame tigers so you can ride them.
That was always my dad's one ambition. He always wanted to go shopping with a tiger.
That would be pretty dope.
He hated people. He absolutely hated people.
Same.
I mean, there's some days I can relate, but the point is, everyone rides horses because there are a lot of horses in the Tapestry, which is the name of my world, the kind of alternate universe Mongolian steppe. There are a lot of horses. It is a horse-based culture, but there are also these giant fire-breathing lizards that are now wandering around. And so one of the raiders, Sayana, gets a very bright idea in her head that, well, if our way of life is being threatened by the Khan and his army who are trying to wipe us out, let's get some firepower. Let's try and tame one of these lizards.
I can't wait for things to go horribly, horribly wrong.
So
I want to
wrong.
know if
So
there's
badly
baby
wrong.
lizards. Would it not make more sense to try and rear a lizard from a baby? But then that's going to take a while.
And then you have to steal a baby.
Yeah, I have to just
Don't
logic
steal-
here. Do
don't
you
steal
really
babies.
want to try and tame a baby lizard when its mother is out there?
No, don't steal a
No.
baby.
Yeah,
No, don't steal babies.
No.
It's not
I'm
a
not
good
going to
idea.
say how. Baby lizards do feature a litlittle bit in this book, but I'm not going to say how. I'm not going to spoil a damn thing.
How
Okay,
many horses were eaten in the making of these lizards' tamings?
Oh my god.
Because I have to think, if there's a lot of horses, that equals food for lizards.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, true. And actually, again, without wanting to spoil anything, part of the reason these lizards are now wandering around the grasslands of the Tapestry is because their food supplies in the mountains are running low. They don't have any game to hunt. So now they're in the Tapestry where there are all these herds of wild horses, excuse me. And so they, yes, they are snacking. They snacking on that delicious horse meat. So yeah, lots of horses die, but I'm not going to tell you how or where or when.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
If you
Fine.
like horses, don't read this book.
I'm ambivalent.
I was thinking of trying to ask you like, okay, so, this is like new fantasy for you. How would like if you liked XYZ things, why should you read the Bone Raiders? But now I'm just learning if you like horses, don't.
Sometimes I think that's probably more helpful. If you don't like this, don't read this.
Yeah. Okay.
True.
Okay.
I will say, if this is not a book for people who love incredibly deep, complex, slow burn fantasy that's like 1,000 words long and
Yeah.
spends
Oh,
a
thank
whole
God.
chapter,
Oh my God.
excuse me, talking about like the history of the elves. If that's you, you are gonna
Mhm.
get into this book and be like, "What the fuck did I just read? This is some bullshit."
I've
No.
read Tolkien. I don't need to go back again. Thank you
Nah.
Yeah,
very
exactly. Well,
much.
this is my feeling as well. Like I enjoy fantasy, but I don't enjoy fantasy that makes me sit and wade through a swamp of exposition. I
Mm.
like to get right in there,
I,
right in the dirt,
yeah,
right in the mud, death, chaos, destruction from the word go.
Yeah,
I want
seriously, first chapter.
exactly. But that the thing is, I mean, with Tolkien, he literally spent 6 chapters describing trees and
No.
mountains, and then the freaking battles were a paragraph. No, no, no,
Yeah,
mate.
I'm the
Not
opposite.
done.
I spend a paragraph describing how beautiful the mountains are, and then it's just horrible death for the remainder of the chapter.
Yay!
So good. It's so good.
I'm just thinking it's horrible death and barbecue. And now I'm like, well, what barbecue sauce would a flying lizard like on horse meat? Would it go for like a dry rub, or would it go for
Point
like?
of order: as a South African, we cannot describe my books as barbecue. It's a braai, Claire. We are having a
Sorry,
braai, a
sorry,
horse
sorry.
meat braai.
Fine, we're having a
It's funny.
braai.
It's funny for doing all sorts of promotional stuff for this book. I was like, maybe I could do a thing for social media where I like make dried horse meat, like horse meat jerky. Turns out horse meat is pretty toxic to humans.
But I thought they ate it in France, and there was a whole scandal about Tesco's a few years ago in the UK selling horse meat by accident.
I'm that I cannot speak to. I just read up on horse meat, and a couple of sources were like, "Don't eat horse meat. That's very bad for you."
Now, did this come from horse people? Because I know somebody at work who would
It was
say
a
that.
horse who actually was
She,
writing that blog post.
It's a horse.
it's a horse in a trench coat and a hat. Can humans eat
Do
horse?
do not eat horse. Nay, I say.
Ah,
Nay!
Nay.
Amanda, we had
Can't
this
believe
book
my
an
brain
hour
didn't go
ago.
there. I'm
Had-
slipping.
I'm upset with you.
Yeah.
So, according to the University of Minnesota, horse meat is considered a delicacy in Mexico, France, Switzerland, Belgium, France, Germany, Indonesia, Poland, and China.
I'm glad you
Oh
mentioned
wow.
France twice.
Did I?
I think so.
They like it so much.
They eat it twice.
Okay, maybe my sources are wrong. Either way, I don't plan on sourcing horse meat to
It's
dry out into jerky for a promotional stunt.
it's because you were reading that horse's blog.
I was.
You were reading that horse blog, you know. You
So
know you
I
were.
will say that if you are a horse person, I went out of my way to make the representation of horses accurate in this, because one thing I was told quite early on in my career was when you're writing a book, there are two groups of people you don't want to piss off. You don't want to piss off the gun people, you don't want to piss off the horse people, because they'll come after you. They will
It
get
will.
angry with you. So I put the work in, and I think my representation of horses and how horses are ridden is pretty accurate, even though a lot of them get eaten.
So I actually work with somebody whose PhD is literally in a specific tendon in a horse.
Wow.
So yeah, it's very niche. And she is the I've known a lot of horse crazy people, but she is the horse craziest person. So I might get her to read it just to check.
Oh
Why would you
no.
do that to me?
That was a punishment.
Yeah, what did I do to you,
Because
Claire? I have
because I also
confidence,
think
but I, you know.
no, because I actually think it'd be hilarious for her to read a book where all the
Oh
horses
no.
get eaten.
Oh. Here,
I've
Dr.
equipped
Horse
myself in
Standard.
lightning-proof armor. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go walk through a thunderstorm. What are you talking about?
Well,
No.
why wouldn't you?
No.
If you've got lightning proof armor, go
No,
for it. You might as
no,
well. You
just
only live once.
leave me
You can
alone.
already get horse jerky, by the way, so save yourself.
Okay,
Just repackage.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. What? I don't even know. I don't even know now.
How much historical um research that you have to do if it's based in an alternate Mongolia?
Quite a lot. Because I wanted the time period, if you can call it that, to be just before Genghis Khan came to power, that kind of era. So I read a whole bunch of books. I got a Mongolian sensitivity reader. That's a whole other story to have a look at it. I wanted it's alternate universe. This place has two suns. It's crazy. There are giant fire-breathing lizards wandering around. But I wanted someone from Mongolia to look at it and go, I recognize this as my country, and I recognize this as accurate to my history. So although there are no Mongolian figures in there, Genghis Khan, there's a Khan, but he's not Genghis. Um, it is as accurate as I could make it. The day-to-day life of my raiders, the Rakata, is, as far as I can tell, pretty accurate. The way they worship, what they eat, how they ride, their camps. Like, I really tried to get that as accurate as possible. In the same way that, like, for the Frost Files, I tried to get LA as accurate as possible. I want people from that area to recognize it and see their world in that story.
How did it go with the sensitivity reader? Did you have to
Oh my God. Okay. Buckle in, motherfuckers. It's story time.
Yay!
So, because I'm writing about Mongolian culture, and if you're listening on audio, I am the whitest of white boys. And I've never been to Mongolia. I wanted to try and go, and then COVID hit. I went, all right, so I'm writing about Mongolian people. I need to speak to a Mongolian and get a Mongolian to get eyes on my book. Could I find a Mongolian? One single Mongolian. Could I fuck? I went down so many rabbit holes trying to find a Mongolian fantasy reader, or even just a Mongolian reader. Like, I tried to reach out to organizations in Mongolia. I tried to reach out to Mongolian communities in Vancouver and in the States. Nothing. Zilch. No answers. And I was kind of despairing because I was like, well, I've got to find a fucking Mongolian. Like, it's all very well for me to go and read a whole bunch of books and do a whole bunch of research, but, you know, I want a real life Mongolian to weigh my shit and help me figure this out. And so I put a call out on social media, not expecting much because I'm pretty sure Mongolians don't follow me on social media. Why the fuck would they? And one of my readers came back and DM'd me and said, have you considered the Who? The HU. Now, the Who are a very, very famous Mongolian metal band. They mix throat singing with heavy metal, and they are phenomenal. They're dope. Claire, they're so good. I love them, and I listened to a shit ton of them while I was writing this book. Like, they're huge vibes. And I said, yes, obviously I've considered the Who, but not only are they a famous metal band, you know, making metal albums and touring, but none of them speak English. And the reader went, yeah, numbnuts, but their manager does. And I went, oh, I can't. No, I can't do that. He's not. Can I? Anyway, long story short, the manager of the Who is my sensitivity reader. He's a wonderful guy. His name is Tuga Namgur. He's from Chicago. And he was very generous and looked at my first 10 chapters, I think, and gave me a couple of pointers about things to change and things to alter. But generally, he was like, yeah, you've done a pretty good job. This is accurate. So at least one Mongolian has had eyes on my shit.
And hopefully he's told the rest of the Who to read it as well, and they'll be like,
are you
cool.
kidding me? If I could have the Who read my book, I mean, it'd have to be translated to Mongolian first, but if I could, oh my goodness.
Or they're just like, you know, hold up a copy on their social medias and go,
just something like that.
make up a song about it?
Oh my, I think I'd die. Like, that would be peak for me if the Who made a metal song based on my book. Also, side note, I have a deaf character in this book, Eri. She's a deaf archer, and so she communicates with sign language. I could not find a dictionary of Mongolian sign language. Could not. Absolutely out of the question. I'm sure it exists. If anyone knows a deaf Mongolian, please put me in touch, because fuck me, I could not find. I had to go with American Sign Language in the end. I'm like, I have to make a call on this. I'm wasting way too much time trying to find this fucking Mongolian Sign Language dictionary.
I mean, it was hard enough just to get a sensitivity reader. You're really going niche there.
Yeah.
There's only, I mean, I want to get it right, but there's only so far I'm willing to go before I'm like, okay, I'm wasting way too much time here.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's not actually Mongolia, and it's
No,
you know
it's not.
the sign language can be different to the spoken language as well.
Right.
So
Yes, it can.
yeah.
And you
Oh
could have
wow.
Yeah.
just made up your whole own language.
It's tricky. You can.
Yeah.
But in terms of like making up a language for the deaf community, I don't want to wade into those waters.
Yeah,
That's a social media pile-on waiting to happen.
seems
I'd
like a
rather
bad
just go
idea.
with American Sign Language. I'd rather piss off a few people than piss off everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I got it.
But it was a journey, man. Getting this book to read correctly and to be recognizable to people from those cultures, that was a fucking journey, man.
Wow.
That's-
Now we need it translated into Mongolian, though. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
we
the next
do.
step.
Yeah, that needs to
I want to go
happen.
on book tour in Mongolia.
That would be amazing.
That'd be
And
dope.
you'd just be like, "Hi, here I am. Here's this book." And they speaking in English.
I've just got this image of you like with your phone out. You're like, right, okay, I can't believe I'm having to do this to get a Mongolian sensitivity reader. But then like trying to match yourself on like Tinder or something with a Mongol somebody who speaks Mongolian.
The most niche app in the entire world. User base of like
Reject,
3
reject,
people.
reject.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. Everybody's like, you're not Mongolian, you're a white boy.
Yeah, straight up.
So
That's so
what
fun.
what can we expect from, people who have read your sci-fi stuff, which is
Okay.
amazing. How's it different? What can we expect in the fantasy
Giant
in
lizards.
in our Jackson Ford fantasies?
So this is first and foremost a Jackson Ford book, which means tongue stuck firmly in cheek, many, many terrible jokes, a bunch of completely ridiculous situations, like over the top characters. Everything that you loved about the Frost Files is now in a fantasy world. But with the distinction that this is its own separate story, and in some ways it's a little bit darker and has a little bit more of an edge than the Frost Files. Not a lot, just a little. But if you are a fan of things like Kings of the Wild or The Lies of Locke Lamora, you are going to be so at home in this world. You are going from the first like couple of pages, you're gonna be like, I fuck with this. I fuck with this hard. That is those 2 books are touchstones for me. And when I started writing this, I was like, I want to write fantasy like Nick Eames does it, and like Scott Lynch does it, and like Jay Kristoff does it. Those are the people whose footsteps I wanted to follow in. And Nick Eames, he was very kind enough to blurb this book for me. His quote is on the cover. I actually got to meet him for the first time the other day, and I have a lot of time for Nick Eames. Incredible writer, incredible human being, and just someone who I want to follow in his footsteps with this book. I want this to be the spiritual successor to Kings of the Wild.
Nice. Nice. So
I'm
do you
glad
feel like you've opened up a whole new world of fantasy that are you leaving sci-fi behind for a bit or
No, I mean I've just as in like Friday just finished editing the sequel of the Bone Raiders. I'm hoping they'll let me do a couple more. But like Frost Files 5 is written. That's just there.
just
I'm
give it
not
to
leaving
me.
that.
I've got an email address you could send it to. I mean, it's not going to get you published, but I know 2 people will read it.
It's hard, guys. It's hard. It's kind of up in the air at the moment, but it is completed. And I cannot wait for you guys to read it when that shit comes out. I've told my agent, like, this is a priority for me. We need to find somebody to publish this because I want this book out. If we can't find somebody in the next few months, I'm gonna say to him, dog, I'm doing a Kickstarter. Like
Just do it.
something.
Oh, yes, do a
Good.
Kickstarter. Oh,
Yeah.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, we'll find at least a quarter of it.
Oh yeah, no, listen. I know I do a Kickstarter. I'm pretty sure I'll get it funded, but I would love it if I could convince Orbit to pick this up again and to put out Frost Files 5 and to close that circle.
Manifesting.
Man.
Come on, Orbit, you fools. Pick it up.
Yeah, publishing, I don't want to, rag on Orbit. It's publishing is a business. They made a business decision. There are no hard feelings there. They explained it to me fully. It makes sense, but it still hurts a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm a reader. I'm allowed to dog on them.
Yeah, okay, but politely, Claire, politely. These are
Yes.
human beings.
Please.
Yeah.
As an
Definitely.
entity, as people, please. There we go.
Yeah. It's a tough one, but rest assured, the Frost File 5 is finished. This is not a George R. R. Martin situation. This is not a Patrick Rothfuss situation. That shit is done. It's on my hard drive. It's wrapped. Now we just need to get it out into the world.
And we need it to be a blue cover as well.
I want purple.
Green. Green is the
Mm.
answer to this question.
Okay. I'm gonna do when it does come out. I'm gonna do a social media post, but like cycling colors. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna let on which color it is.
And I know with the last one we placed a bet on what the next book color could be.
We
Was it
did.
orange actually? Did we say
I
orange?
think orange.
I think we
is
said
what
orange. Yeah.
I think
I
that
think,
is what
I think
we
we were
actually
feeling
went
orange at the time.
with. Yeah.
Mm. Also, you're gonna hate me after Frost Files 5. You're gonna hate me.
I mean, we could never. It depends. If that little shit Matthew is still knocking about and being a little shit.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm concerned.
You should be. You should be very concerned. Anyway, so Frost Files 5 is bubbling in the background, but Bone Raiders is now.
Bone Raiders is now.
live.
Okay,
Yes.
so how
Yes.
freaking exciting! How fucked up were you when you saw the broken binding edition of the Bone Raiders?
Holy shitballs, guys.
I mean, did things happen in places that you can't discuss in polite company? Because damn, it happened for us.
So, yeah, the Broken Binding Special Edition, my first ever hardcover. I've only had paperbacks up until this point. The artist did a sick job with that. I haven't gotten my copy yet. It's incredibly dope. There's also a whole bunch of other stuff happening behind the scenes that I've been told I cannot talk about yet. I'm not allowed to. I will literally be sued. NDA's out my ass.
Bloody lawyers.
Bloody lawyers. So yeah, but the Broken Binding Special Edition, which is on sale now, gotta put that out there. Go pick that up. It's fucking wild. It
The
is a
broken binding
wild book.
sub.com/products/the-bone-raiders.
No one's gonna remember that, but thank you.
No. Yeah.
We'll have to slow it down and pause.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
go.
okay.
Broken Binding Bone Raiders. Google that shit. Pick it up. It's fucking great.
So I have that one. I have
Yep.
this one.
Yep.
I have just the regular one. I have the audiobook.
Oh my god.
How many more
Love you
copies
guys.
of this book can I own?
I don't know.
I want the annotated
how many
version.
kidneys
I
you
need to
got?
get I need to get the annotated version.
I'm never going to
don't-
win one of those. Never.
I try every time.
Every single time.
Okay, so little context. I'm running a competition to win an annotated version of the Bone Raiders paperback, one I've scribbled all over, made notes in. It's going to be one of a kind. There's only one. And you can go to my website, jacksfordauthor.com. It's there. And all you have to do is pre-order to enter. Although there's a bunch of other stuff you can do to increase your chances. And both you, Claire, and you, Amanda, you've entered. Thank you very much. Love you guys. I can't guarantee you will win because it is a random number generator. Sorry.
I will say that I have got 3 pre-orders for the Bone Raiders out, so that should be
Mhm.
3 entries.
Same.
Damn, I hadn't considered that. I don't
And
know
two,
if I can
two
change
of those,
it now.
2 of those are broken binding alone.
Wait, you ordered 2 Broken Binding copies?
Well, one's
I've got
for
one
me.
for Amanda.
One's for me because
Oh, right. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's for future years, I might do like the more pre-orders you have, the more entries you get. But I can't change that now. Now that the competition's been out for a couple of weeks. Sorry.
Fine.
But I mean, you
Fine.
guys are like got 30, 40 entries a piece or whatever it is. So, you got a solid
it's
chance.
not enough.
Not enough.
It's not enough. I
I
need
don't know
more.
what you guys
more.
want me to do. I'm sorry.
Add more entries. Fictional Hangover gets
Yeah,
entries too. We should get them.
Yeah, every time that you are mentioned on Fictional Hangover podcast should get us at
100
least
entries.
100 entries.
Yeah,
and
have me
weave
on your
them-
podcast. 100 entries. Actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. Actually, that's a good
feel
way.
I feel like it's worth it. And how many times? Nobody knows this except for me because I'm the editor of Fictional Hangover. But how many times am I like, do I put in a promo for another podcast in this spot? Nope, I put Bone Raiders in this spot. How
Of course
many
you do.
times has that been our mid-episode break?
Ever since we got it?
At least every other episode, if not
No,
like
and I love you. I love you
five in a
guys for that. Love y'all. Love y'all.
Yeah, this book will vaguely match up Bone Raiders. Yes.
I really hope you like
We're
this book.
talking about Victorian hedgehogs and
Bone
werewolves,
raiders.
bone raiders.
Bone Raiders.
We're talking about Vikings and shepherd warriors.
Doesn't matter.
Bone
Bone
Raiders.
Raiders.
Yes. It did fit in nicely with our Empire of the Damned episode, which
All right. Yeah,
Jay
yeah, yeah.
Kristoff, Bone Raiders.
Mm.
Which
Yeah,
I'm-
no, that works. That's a good comp.
Yeah, it makes me excited that you mentioned that Jay Kristoff is your, he's a fantasy inspiration for you, because
Big
I was
time.
really
Big time.
I didn't want to say it earlier when it wouldn't have made sense, but like Jay Kristoff murders a bunch of horses.
He does. He hates the
his-
guy hates horses.
He does. And I think in that Empire of the Damned episode, my background information was a blog post or something where he was asked, "Did a horse murder your parents?" Because it seems like a horse murdered your parents, and he was like, "No, that didn't happen." But I really felt that when you were talking about all the horse murder earlier.
Oh, however, in Vampire of the Damned, the horse does live to the end.
Oh,
no,
spoiler alert.
no one tauntauns inside of a horse in Empire of the Damned.
I will say, I'm as much as Jay Kristoff is my touchstone. Please don't go into Bone Raiders thinking it's gonna be like Jay Kristoff light. Jay is so one of one in what he does. I don't ever want to try and copy him,
Oh.
and I want to be my own thing. So although
Yeah.
he's a major touchstone, and I adore his books passionately, although weirdly I'm kind of lukewarm on the vampire series. But like, don't go into Bone Raiders expecting Jay Kristoff.
Oh,
You're
no,
not gonna get
You
it.
are not Jay Kristoff, and you
Yeah.
don't write like Jay Kristoff.
I am not.
No.
He has way better hair and is taller
He's an Australian.
and Australian.
Yes. Yeah. Those are some key differences.
Yes.
Also,
And
I'm
I am
pretty
South
sure-
African, so because
Yeah.
he's Australian, he is my mortal enemy forever, even though I think he's
Yes.
incredibly talented.
Right.
Hang
Love you,
on,
Jay.
hang on. South Africa and Australia are mortal enemies. When did this happen?
Hello,
sport?
rugby, cricket.
Oh,
You see,
in the
I'm
sporting
British. We're just sworn
arena.
enemies with everybody, or everybody's sworn enemies with us.
Nah, it's South
Pretty
Africa,
sure everyone
Australia,
hates
and
the
New
US right
Zealand.
now, by
Yeah,
the way.
everybody hates the US right now. Sorry, Amanda. But
The
in terms
loser.
of rugby, I don't think the US cares very much.
No.
No, they like to put on too much, helmets and safeguarding and stuff.
They do. Real players play without helmets.
Yeah.
Actually, that is a terrible recommendation because of concussions. Asterisk. The fictional hangover does not endorse the views of Jackson Ford with regards to traumatic brain injuries in sports.
I wrote a paper on traumatic brain injury.
You did?
Mm.
Okay, I've had a traumatic brain injury. Not to make this a competition. Don't have those. They're
No,
not
it's
fun.
fine. I'm not published on it yet, though, so
Okay.
it's fine.
I'm not involved with any traumatic brain injuries at all. So
Don't be. They suck.
Don't,
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Because then you just start you don't refer to it as the trauma, and then it haunts you for the rest of your life, and it won't go away.
But the trauma sounds more intriguing.
Well, it's funny because the very first draft of the Bone Raiders, which was 190,000 words long and was a complete disaster, because I had no idea what I was doing. One of the characters suffers a traumatic brain injury, and reading it back afterwards, I'm like, I can see why I did this. I wanted to explore that trauma. This is not easy reading. This is not fun. I should think hard about whether anybody else needs to read this. And I decided that in this current book as it stands, The Bone Raiders, now that does not happen. No one gets a traumatic brain injury.
Yay! Did you because you posted the video? You're doing a lot more videos on Instagram, which is very
They're
interesting.
amazing.
Thank you.
But you said about cutting it to death, and then it's basically the book that would not die.
Yep.
How much did you have to change in it? Is it fundamental changes, or your basic concepts the same?
The world is the same. It said the Mongolian setting is the same. It still has lizards, it still has raiders, and it still has the same first chapter. Everything else was completely different. I tore this book down to the studs and rebuilt it.
Wow.
The foundation didn't change. The entire house was ripped down and rebuilt. It's the single biggest rework I've ever done on a book, which is good because that first book, bless my agent for trying to take that out and sell it. So that's a huge show of faith in me. But I read it back and I was just wincing, going, "Oh my God, what was I doing?"
Can you save any of it for future
I mean, it's
books?
sitting on my hard drive, but I just cannibalized it for the new draft.
But
Like,
like,
I don't
is
think
there anything? Are there any bites left over? Speaking of, eating
probably
things.
I maybe I think I might have, especially in the sequel, which does go into the same like territory in terms of landscape and where the raiders go as that original first horrible draft. Maybe I stole a couple of things, but writing this last book has been a bit of a blur, so I'd have to go back and look. Honestly, if I never have to read that original draft again, I will be happy. It was a giant clusterfuck.
Isn't it the case though with writers? I mean, I don't know, not being a writer per se, is that it's better to have the words on a page to then be able to go, right, at least it's down and now I can if either take it to the studs or change it and go through the process. So you've had the idea and at least you've got pen to paper, but you've just had to make the changes along the way as things have grown and changed.
Yes, always. It's always better to have finished. Like I always go finish the first draft, then try judge it for quality. But what this taught me is that I need to be a little more critical of my first drafts and go while I'm writing it, be like, okay, I know you don't want to try to judge stuff while you're writing it, but purely from like a bird's eye view level, is this working? And I should have. There were a lot of red flags while I was writing it that I ignored. I very rarely write books without some sort of rough plan or outline in place, and this was one of them. I had the
Mm.
idea, and the next day I just started writing, and that is the kiss of death for me. I have realized this because it flails and flops about and is way longer than needs to, and the ending sucks. And I'm just like, I need to have some sort of plan in my head. If I go wildly off that plan while I'm writing it, cool. That's all fine. In fact, I like that because that means the characters are surprising me. But if I don't have some sort of roadmap, you end up with a 190,000 word garbage ass fantasy novel that will never see the light of day. And you waste a lot of time doing that. So I will never do that again.
I
So
think we
has
we can appreciate your very hard work in this and not
yeah,
just
Thank you.
giving us a hot pile of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the publishers would
Don't,
allow a hot pile
don't
of
say that
garbage to
before you
be
read it.
assigned to the
Oh,
Jackson 4
I'm
name. It's not
jinxing it.
allowed.
I'm jinxing myself.
I will say that like the faith that Anna Jackson, my editor at Orbit, who's also the publisher, the faith that she has shown me in this, because she read that first draft, turned it down very politely but firmly, and then later came back and said, "Hey, we've been thinking about this. Can't get this book out of our heads. We can't publish it as it stands, but maybe you'd consider making it more of a Jackson Ford novel." And I was like, "Okay, that's a tall order, but if you'll pay me money, I'll go jump on that shit."
See, that's
Like she,
very diplomatic, and that's a good way of thinking of it.
Mhm,
Because obviously,
mhm.
there's the Rob Moffat, and then there's the Jackson Ford. And
yes,
for her to think, well, I can't get the idea of these giant lizards and eating horse meat in Mongolia out of my mind, but under this brand, it's not right. But this brand, I know it'll work. That's really
exactly.
clever.
And that's why she's such a fucking good editor and a fucking good publisher, because she's able to go, this might not be working now, but I can see a way to a future where this works really well. If this author is willing to put the work in and is willing to do what I ask. And I trust Anna immensely because she has guided my career from day one. So I took a deep breath and I put the work in, and I think she was absolutely right. We'll see if the reviews match up to that, but the book is unquestionably better now than it was.
Well, thank you very much, Anna.
Yes,
Thank
good
you, Anna.
job.
Love
Good
you.
job,
You're the
Anna. Good
best.
job. Good job.
I can imagine her using the let's workshop this, shall we?
Yeah. She's got great instincts, and I don't just say that because she keeps publishing me. Like she just has really kick-ass instincts.
Cool. How has the process then of thinking of basically you've got like multiple personalities at this stage in terms of being an author
Mm.
and going through having what was the Bone Raiders on your hard drive to what the Bone Raiders is published. How has that changed your thinking and your advice for the mentoring that you do?
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
some
because
damn
you
good
also have
question.
a whole thing about writing and publishing that you've done secretly in the
Yes.
background.
So the context for this is on an irregular basis, roughly once a year, I run a mentorship where I work with I get a bunch of manuscripts in from writers. They apply, and I pick the one that I think I can make the most difference in, and I work with that writer to hone and polish that manuscript with the idea that they'll then take it to agents and publishers. And so far, I've got a pretty good track record of that. Um, all three of the writers I've worked with have now got agents. Two of them have publishing deals, so that's worked out quite well. But in terms of how the Bone Raiders, what the Bone Raiders taught me, man, that is a damn good question. Because I'm trying to think. I think I wrote that fantasy novel and then I did do a mentorship. I think what it taught me is to be just to show a little bit more grace
Mm.
with a draft and to go, well, okay, this might not be in great shape now, but I can see where it would go. And it's taught me that, like, if I read something and I put it down, but it stays with me and I kind of keep coming back to it and thinking, well, okay, that wasn't great, but what if we just changed this one thing? And what if we did this other thing? And now that I think about it, the book, the book and the author that I mentored on this last go round is a guy called Morgan Wadring, a guy, I should say, they, and they're non-binary. But they wrote an incredibly strange, weird, complex bit of sci-fi that was unlike anything I'd ever read. And initially, I was like, man, I don't know, this is too weird for me. I'm kind of noping out of this. But then over the next sort of 10 days, 2 weeks, I kept thinking, man, that book's like sticking around in my head. And there's some really interesting ideas there and some really complex, like rich source material. I wonder if we, and I think maybe if I hadn't had that humility of having written the Bone Raiders initially and having it be a giant clusterfuck, maybe I would have passed on Morgan's stuff. And instead, I said yes to them. And it ended up being such a rewarding experience because I got to work on something truly strange and truly different. The book is called Cyanosis. I hope you guys will read it at some point. Morgan's going to have a very tough job getting that to publication and getting publishers to sign on for it because it is such a swing for the fences. But I'm proud that I got to take something that was weird and different and help move it along towards publication a little bit because maybe having that humility and knowing that I'm not perfect either, not by a long shot, maybe that helped me see a little bit of quality in other stuff. I don't know. Thanks, Claire. You made me think quite hard with that one.
We asked all the hard questions in here.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's what I want.
just wait until ask what you're having for your tea.
But see, that's why I like this show because it's not just like fucking around and talking about eating horses. Like there's also real shit that you guys get into, and there's actual like thought-provoking questions in there, and you're making me think. That's why I love coming on here. I have a great time, and I get to consider my shit from new angles. That's why, not to like have this be a circle jerk, but that's why I like hanging out with you guys.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That was really nice. Not
Hmm.
not that it's just all about eating horses. There are other things that we discuss.
It's eating horses and circle jerks.
Ah, okay, you made that sound so dirty. My goodness.
I can't be serious 100% of the time.
Claire, keep that shit on FetLife, okay?
I'm just gonna go bite a book. Shut up.
Oh yeah, we haven't. I
fine.
mean, you started
Fine.
this shit by saying you
fine.
eat books.
I don't
This is
eat
some
books.
weird kink of yours.
I bit it.
We
It was
don't
there. I
kink
got
shame
excited.
on Fictional Hangover.
We do not. We do not. That's true. If you want to bite books, Claire, you do you.
Thank you. I sniff books
Your
as
kink
well.
is okay.
Thanks. Thank you for validating me. Sort of.
I feel like now would be a good time to ask our would you rather question because we still have would you rather
Yep.
in these episodes. It's just the
Pew, pew,
one
pew.
question though. Just
Okay.
one. And it's all from the back of the book.
All right.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck. a giant fire-breathing lizard. Would you rather be eaten alive or cooked alive?
Is there an option C here?
Nope. Never an option C.
Dry rub.
Oh my, oh my
Dry
God.
rub or a wet sauce.
Okay, well, that's eaten alive because at least it's over relatively quickly.
Okay.
I want to burn to death? Damn. No.
But you would immediately be eaten afterward.
Okay, if I'm going to be burned to
Obviously.
death and then eaten or just eaten, I'll take the eaten, thanks.
I'm
Blood
trying
loss
to
and
think.
blood loss and shock. You're dead in like 5 seconds.
But that's on the premise that they've bitten into you.
Yeah, what if they just swallow you?
Yeah.
They swallow you whole.
These lizards do not swallow whole.
They
They're
do
not
some,
pythons.
They do some crunching.
Depends how big they are.
They
I
have
suppose.
teeth the
Does it-
size of my arm.
Okay. Does it do any tongue with like the bleh, and then eating, or is it just all crunching?
They do not have a prehensile tongue.
Okay.
It's crunching, it's chewing, or
Okay.
eviscerating. They are the closest analogy, I guess, in terms of eating is alligators, crocodiles.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
big snout, very scary teeth.
Oh,
Chomp, 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 chomp.
scary
Do they do
teeth.
death rolls?
They do not do death rolls. They do not swim.
Ah.
These are not swimmers.
Not that we
scary
know
teeth.
of yet.
Right.
You don't know what's up in the mountains. Well, I mean, you do. You're the author, but there could be.
Well, there is, if the series continues, there is an ocean on one side of the tapestry. So I think I'm going to have to. I swore to myself that I would never write about pirates, which
I
is
was
where
about to
fantasy
say,
novels always bloody
sa-
go.
like
Always.
pirates
And
are
look
happening.
at that.
Don't call them corsairs, though. That
No.
gets weird.
No, they're not going to be corsair. There's not going to be traditional pirates. If anything, like consistent with the world, it would be like Vikings, I guess.
I do like a Viking.
That could be good.
Like a Viking too. God knows what's going to happen if Vikings land on the shores of the tapestry. That's going to be interesting.
You can come to the UK and go to York. I mean, you could go to Norway and stuff, but in York there's a giant Viking
A giant Viking.
poo. It's you Google it, honestly. There's a place in
I'm
York.
sorry, did you say a giant Viking poo?
A giant Viking shit. It's on display in the
What?
Jorvik Centre in York, which is the Viking Museum in York, and it's a giant Viking fossilized Viking poo.
What?
Google this shit. Google that shit. Literally, Google that shit.
Google that.
Jorvik
shit.
with a J O-R-V-I-K.
So, okay, so you kind of left me a little bit speechless here. I was
I
thought I
don't wanna
misheard.
look
So
at
this
that.
is a shit that a Viking has taken, got
Yeah,
fossilized.
it's scary big.
And we
Like you look at it and you think, damn.
I thought the penis museum in Iceland was weird.
York, hello.
Ah. I had been to York long before I knew you, Claire. I went to York. No one ever told me go check out the giant Viking shit.
It teaches you can polish a turd. But yeah, they've got
Two on the nose for my book right now, Claire. Damn. Shots fired.
you're gonna have to Google it. Just Google it, and it's not gonna take you something weird. But the Jorvik Centre
not
is a
weird.
museum
not weird.
in
Here's
York.
here's
They have
shit. Look at it. Not
This is
weird
the
at
weirdest
all.
shit
They
I've
have a
ever heard
weird
coming on this
ride as
podcast,
well.
Claire.
They have like a recreational Jorvik as well, and it's they advertise that it's full virtually smell as well. So you go to the different sections and you can smell like flames from the
different kinds of
cooking,
shit.
the shit. They do pipe it all in. So when I went, I was like, "Oh, it stinks," and my child, who doesn't have a sense of smell, was like, "La la 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 la." So,
Yeah, that'd be me. I don't have a sense of smell either.
yeah. So it won't bother you, but yeah, you could then you go out and then you go to the museum a bit and you look at all the tools and the weapons and all the cool things and go, "Ooh, this is
And
good."
all
And
of
then
the
the
poop.
giant Viking shit. It's huge. Like you worry for the person who literally shut that out.
Berserkers, man. Okay, well, I don't know if we're going to have Vikings in the world of the Bone Raiders yet. I've only
Thanks for
just
bringing
finished
it
editing
back.
the second book, which has no Vikings in it. I'm wiped out. My brain is leaking out my ears because it was a fucking hectic edit. I have no idea what's happening in the next book. None. If there's going to be one. I don't know.
You know, sometimes I feel like you can take things from our conversation and like rework them into something that you're working on in the future. I don't recommend that this time.
No, I'm trying to
It's
envision.
historical.
I don't recommend it.
I, Claire, a giant fossilized Viking shit is not going to make it into my books. Although now that I'm saying that, I'm thinking, but what if?
But what if?
What if? What if? You know, you've
Lord,
murdered people with helicopters and chandeliers.
It's
Why
true.
not clog somebody over the head with a giant fossilized, which is
I
probably more
feel like
frost
that
fire.
would
It's more
would
frost
crumble.
files than bone raiders, I
it
think.
is
So
more Frost
actually,
Files than Bone
Yeah.
Raiders.
yeah.
I feel like that would be very crumbly.
I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with that. If
I
I
don't
come to
know.
York, I'm probably going to come see you, Claire. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm good. I don't need to see the giant fossilized shit.
I brought you something.
No, I'm good. Listen, I spend a few weeks every year, or I try to, on Vancouver Island, which so quite rural, and there are bears that wander around there. And I haven't seen a bear, but I've seen bear shit, which is huge. I mean, really quite gigantic. And I imagine that's what your Viking shit would look like. So I feel like once you've seen one giant fossilized shit, you've seen them all.
I bet you're right.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
spent 5 minutes talking about fossilized shit.
We have. It's
Good
I
lord.
mean, it's only because we're not calling it a copper like that we're actually, making a big thing out of it.
It's
I
fine.
have no idea where to go with this.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm
I'm done.
lost. I'm lost. Should we just, I mean, we're getting near. We told you we would only keep you for an hour, which normally is laughable for us, but you know,
You can keep going. I'm good. I got stuff to do later, but I'm good
it's
now.
like I just feel like maybe we should we wrap it up? I mean, we had a 5-minute conversation about shit. I feel like that's the end. I feel like there's not much
Okay.
coming back from that.
All right. What's the would? But before we go, you asked me this horrifying "Would you rather"? What's your answers?
Oh, eaten alive or
Yeah,
cooked
you see,
alive? I keep thinking of Game of Thrones when it was decent and you actually seen the dragons, burning shit and eating people. Now, are the Game of Thrones dragons bigger than the Bone Raiders dragons?
They're not dragons, they're lizards. They're not dragons, they're
yes.
lizards.
The Bone
Lizards.
Raiders lizards are the size of very large elephants, and
Ah,
the
okay.
dragons in Game of Thrones do get bigger than that eventually. Because they
Yeah,
what is it like? Those dragons never stop growing. My
yeah.
lizards do.
Yeah. Okay.
They do stop growing.
That is vital information in this answer.
Yeah, like this is in terms of animal biology, the Bone Raiders is a little bit more realistic.
It depends on how hot the flame is as well. Because I
Really,
can
really,
imagine.
really hot.
Well, that's it. Because if you're getting cooked, it's going to be instantaneous. Your nervous system and your brain is going to go overload, and you are going to instantly pass out / die.
We're
You
not
think you're going
slow
to
But
instantly
if you're
cooking
pass out
here.
eaten
slash die.
alive, you're gonna bleed out and potentially still be alive. Well, you're being eaten alive when you're being torn to pieces.
You will exsanguinate extremely fast, and your body will go into rapid shock, and your organs will shut down, and you will die in the space of about 5 seconds.
How long does it take to be burned alive by their fire? And
See,
how long?
that's the variable. So you get cloaked in this hot fire. God, I can't believe I'm actually talking about this. You get cloaked in this extremely hot fire, rapid burns all over your skin. Again, shock comes into play, but I guess it also depends on like how quickly it scorches the inside of your body through like smoke and flames in your windpipe and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't done research on how long does it take to be burned alive
Excuse
because
me,
that's horrifying.
I thought you did a lot of research for this book. Clearly, you have not.
Once a person has been enveloped
Honestly.
in giant lizard flame, I figure, well, that's curtains for them. What more research do I need to do beyond screaming?
You're saying it's hyper realistic.
We need to know.
Okay, well,
We
I
clearly
don't
need to
know.
know.
Use your imaginations. It hurts like hell. And presumably takes longer to be eaten alive. Amanda, what's your answer?
Well, yeah, I was asking for help from the author, and you let me down because
What do
you
you
did
mean?
not research.
I said what I want. I told you my answer. I'm a eaten alive guy. Which
Yeah,
is a
but
weird ass
I was
sentence.
asking you for help. I was asking you for science of the book,
Science.
how long does it take to be burned alive?
You've put all the research into the history.
And
You've
you
got a
missed
freaking
out
metal
on this
band
bit.
manager to proofread it, and now you're not telling us how a giant lizard's going to eat people alive properly.
Can I
This is
I'm
tell you one
disappointed.
coda to that sensitivity reader story that I forgot to earlier? This is actually really good.
Yeah.
Just to distract from being
Go
eaten
for it.
cooked alive. So while I was hunting, my mom, being my biggest cheerleader, was also hunting for a Mongolian. This is her thing. And she ended up tapping up one of her friends whose wife works in the mining industry and happened to be working on Mongolia. And so, because this person is a good friend, they put feelers out and kind of came back to us and said, "Well, we talked to a couple of our Mongolian contacts, and they said they would take it to the the president." And I went, "What? The president of the mining company? No, of Mongolia.
Has the president of Mongolia read your book?
He has not.
Okay.
Oh, that you
Yeah.
know.
I imagine he's a little busy, but I appreciated the thought nonetheless."
Hey, you know what? Even a president of a country likes to read some fiction now and again. They've got to, step away from the business of office.
I should have pursued that actually. Like, yeah, let's get the president of Mongolia to be
Yeah,
my
I'm pretty
sensitivity
sure.
reader. I'll pay him $200.
It's
Just
great.
want a blurb from the president of Mongolia.
Can a president accept that money, or does it
Give it to
depend on which-
charity. If they can say yes, but then if they'll give it to charity straight away, then it's fine.
I assume if that happened, it would be like, please donate to whatever Mongolian charity you feel is
Mhm.
relevant. I don't know if I ever meet
Books,
the honorable
Mongolian books for children.
something like that. Mongolian sci-fi readers,
And-
God knows they need some help.
No. Mongolian sign language, and for them to publish their
Yes.
sign language
Mhm.
book.
Yes.
That is a good one. I like that. Or is
that's
there a
where the money
is there a
goes.
Mongolian lizard sanctuary that I could donate to?
Yeah,
Yes.
Perfect.
definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
does Mongolia have lizards? Does it click my climate for it?
I don't think he would have written this book if it was not the right climate. He
Mhm.
did
Come
do
down from the-
some research, even though he did not research how quickly it takes to be burned alive.
Oh,
He
Amanda,
did
there's a
live this
Mongolian
down.
tiger lizard
Research.
Yeah, you can
and a
get lizards
Mongolian
that live
race
in
runner.
cold climates. It's a thing.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, because
Mongolian
Mongolia gets
rock
incredibly
iguana.
cold.
I mean, just
I
give him a
like it.
lamp. He'll be happy. And there's 2 suns, you said. So,
They are weirdly doesn't make that much of a difference to the climate. Research I did do, binary sun planets, totally legit. You can have that and doesn't make a vast amount of difference.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So at least he's done research there, not on, giant
Not-
lizards that
not-
breathe fire eating
no.
people.
No, he's let us down there, but
Totally let you down.
This
I'm
is going to be
sorry.
no good for the eventual Jackson Ford cookbook.
right. There will be some horse jerky, perhaps.
There will be.
In that cookbook, but
And horse meat braai as well.
but no
Not people braai.
no cooked humans.
I could do a crossover, have Tegan be teleported to the world of the Bone Raiders and cook for them.
Yes.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
yeah, here for that. Yikes.
She falls asleep. Tegan falls asleep reading the Bone Raiders.
And just has a
You
whole
met
dream
her.
And then it's her
sequence.
fever dream, so we're not breaking too much of a reality.
Dream
But we're gonna
Oh
have
my god.
it's her fever
dream
dream.
sequence. It's happening.
Yes.
It's happening.
Because she's
The
just had
Jackson
Mongolian food
Ford
as well.
cinematic universe.
Yeah, she's just had some really good Mongolian food. And then she's sitting down reading the Bone Raiders, falls asleep. But there's more about grave than gravy about you. She starts dreaming about it.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
And then
Yeah,
you've got your
I'm here
crossover.
for it.
Thank you.
Why
You
are
are
you doing this to
welcome.
me? Why are
I'm
you
here
doing
for
this
it.
to me?
Because it's fun. We all have our hobbies.
Yeah, yours is fucking with Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I hope when you guys do read the Bone Raiders that it lives up to your expectations. I think it will, but I really hope that you enjoy it.
I'm
'Cause
sure that
it's,
it will.
It's dear to my heart, this one.
Yeah. So what do you want readers to take away from it? That's our final question. What are we taking away from this one?
The Bone Raiders is unlike any other fantasy novel you've read before. It is going to wreck your shit. There are moments in there where you're going to want to throw the book across the room, which I love doing. And it is out on August 12th. Please place a pre-order because writers live and die on pre-orders. And if you want to find me online, jacksonfordauthor.com and any social media, Real Jackson Ford. That's it.
That was amazing. That brings us
Thank
to
you.
the end of this new and indie spotlight episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Make sure you join us next time for our regularly scheduled episode out on Wednesday. Look out for our Would You Rather polls on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise, and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
By Jackson Ford.
By Jackson Ford.
Love you guys.
Yay!
Peace.
Mwah!
Mwah.